Hello friends, welcome. In this class we will talk about the another type of the market structure, that is the monopoly market structure. In this class we will talk about the meaning and the features of the monopoly market structure, the assumption of monopoly, equilibrium of a monopoly firm, and the advantages and disadvantages of a monopoly firm. Let's start with what is the monopoly means. Monopoly is a market environment. It is a market structure in which there is only one seller and a large number of buyers. So that situation is known as the monopoly. What are the main features of the monopoly firm? The first and the foremost feature of a monopoly firm is that there is only one firm, there is only one seller in the whole industry. And as there is only one seller in the industry, the firm and the industry is the same, and therefore we can say that the firm and industry is coincide in monopoly firm. Here let's take an example of the Railway of India, that is the Indian Railway having monopoly, as there is no other firm which provides the railway transportation services. It may be possible that monopoly is under the government sector. It is mostly possible, but there may be the private sector in which we have the monopoly. Okay. Why there is only one seller in the market? Because there is a very huge entry barrier in the industry. The firm can't easily enter into the market, and therefore there is only one seller in the whole industry. What are that barrier which not allow the other firm, the other entrants to enter into the market? It may be the legal, technical or the economic barrier. If the existing firm having the patent or the licenses for their product, then also the other firm can't sell that product. If the firm having the exclusive knowledge of the technology, or they have the ownership and the control of the strategic raw material, then also it is not possible for the other firm to enter into the market. Okay. Or there may be the economic barrier which also not allow the new entrants to take entry into the industry. Economic barrier may be due to the high cost of the production or the high plantation and the maintenance costs, and therefore the firm would not like to enter into the industry. It may be we may say that there is a natural monopoly in the industry. For example, the power plant, the plantation cost and the maintenance cost of these industries is very huge. No firm can afford these, and therefore if there is only one firm who produces in a very large amount, therefore and then only they can able to maintain the cost of the maintenance. So it is advisable that there is only one firm, the one seller in the market. So this is known as the natural monopoly. The another feature is, here in this case, the monopolist is a price maker. The firm is allowed to charge any amount of the price in the market from the customers, so that they are the price maker. And there is no direct competition. As there is only one seller in the market, there is no direct competition. Okay. There is no direct competition into the market, but we may have the indirect competition into the industry. Indirect competition in a sense that there may be the existence of the substitute, or there may be the competition of the monopoly product with all other good in terms of in the struggle for the consumer's rupee. As a consumer having the limited income and they have to manage all from that only, the monopoly firm may have to bear the indirect competition. Here we have taken that there is the existence of a substitute in a monopoly firm. Let's continue with our example of the Indian Railway. There is no other railway transportation firm in India, but there is other firm which provides the transportation service. As the main aim of them is to providing the transportation services, which can be either by any other means. Okay. So there is the existence of the road transportation services, air transportation. So it is the existence of a substitute. So there may be indirect competition into the industry. The next feature is that the monopoly is not a permanent phenomenon. Here in the monopoly, we know that there is only one seller into the market, but it doesn't mean that there will no any other firm enter into the market. There may be the other firm may enter into the market in the future and may convert monopoly into the duopoly or the monopolistic competition. Okay, so it is not a permanent phenomenon. Let's take an example of the Fevicol and the Blue Coat. Before some years, the Fevicol have a monopoly in the adhesive product, but after some time, Blue Coat come up with a differentiated product and the incentive schemes and the packages, and therefore the sale of the Fevicol is decreases and the market share is taken away by some other firms also. So the monopoly is converted into the monopolistic competition. Okay, so we can say that monopoly is not a permanent phenomenon. So this is all about the features of a monopoly firm. Let's move on to the assumption of a monopoly firm. Here the first assumption is that the monopoly firm charges equally from all the customers. Okay. The main aim of the monopoly firm is to maximize their profit, and as the monopolist is a price maker, the individual buyer have to accept that price and therefore they are the price taker, and the monopoly firm can charge any amount of the price from the product. So there is no restriction on the price of the product in a monopoly market structure. So this is about the assumption of a monopoly firm. Let's move on to the equilibrium of a monopoly firm. We have understand the assumptions of the monopoly firm, and on the basis of the assumption, okay, the equilibrium of a monopoly firm is decided on the basis of the forces of demand and supply. Okay. Here in this case, the monopoly firm can have control over both, that is the price and the supply. Okay. Monopoly firm can control both, that is the price and the supply. They either can but at a period of time, the monopoly firm have a control either over the price or over the supply. If the monopoly firm decide the output, that is the quantity supplied into the market, then let the market decide the price of the product depend on the market demand. Okay. Or if they decide the price of the product, then let market demand decide the supply of the product based on the demand. Okay. So there is control over both price and the supply, but the firm can have the control on either of them at a period of time. Let's understand the demand curve of a monopoly firm. Here, this is the demand curve of a monopoly firm. In this case, the AR and the MR, that is the average revenue curve, having the downward sloping. This is also known as the demand curve. why the demand curve in the monopoly firm is the downward sloping? As the firm having control over only either on the price or on the supply. So if they are charging higher prices, then the supply will be less as the demand is less, and if the supply is higher, then the price should be the lower one, and therefore the demand curve, the average revenue curve in the monopoly firm is the downward sloping. We can see it from here. Okay, it is a downward sloping. Here the AR curve and the MR curve having the same intercept. Okay, and the slope of the MR curve is twice the slope of the AR curve. The slope of MR curve is twice of AR curve. Okay, and therefore the MR curve cuts the output axis at a half distance when the AR cuts the output axis. So it is at a half distance. So this is about the demand curve of the monopoly firm. Let's understand the short run and the long run curve in a monopoly firm. Before the short run and the long run curve in the monopoly firm, let's understand what is the situation of a monopoly firm in the short run. Okay, we know that in the short run case, there should be the two conditions which the firm have to maintain, that is the MR should equal to the MC and the MC curve, okay, cut MR curve from below. Okay, so these both conditions the firm have to match in the short run case, in the monopoly case. Okay. And as it is a short run case, the entry and exit of a new firm or the existing firm is not possible. Okay, entry and exit of a new firm or the existing firm is not possible, and therefore the firm either end up with a profit or loss in the short run. We know that the firm having profit in the monopoly firm, but in a situation where the monopoly firm can charge any amount of the price from the buyer, then why they have the loss in the industry? Okay, why the monopoly firm have loss? There are some of the reasons. It may be that the firm may have misjudged the demand and the cost, and they are not able to make the substantial adjustment in the period, and therefore they may have the loss. Or there may be the danger of the entry of the rivalry firm. If the firm having a danger that there may be the existence of a new firm, then the firm itself charge below the cost, okay, with the hope that they have the profit in a long run. So in this both the situation, the firm may incur loss in a monopoly firm also. Okay, so let's understand this with the help of a graph. Here in this case, this is the demand curve and this is the MR curve. Here we have the MC curve and the ATC curve. This is the price charged by the monopoly firm, that is the QM quantity is sold when the price is the PM. This is the price is charged, but the cost is at this level. So this whole portion is the profit in a monopoly firm. The same way, the firm having a loss if the cost is above than the price. Here it is a price of the product, but the cost is at this level. So the firm having this amount of loss in the short period of time. Okay. So this is about the short run profit and loss in a monopoly firm. Let's move on to the long run case. Okay. What happened in a long run case in the monopoly market structure? As there is a monopoly, let's assume if the firm having profit, in the short run, they continue their business. Okay. And if the firm having loss in the short run, they leave the industry. Okay. But there is a very, here the, if the firm having loss, then they leave the industry. Okay. But if there is a high amount of profit, then there may be the new entry of the firm, and the profit is taken away by them, new entrant. But we have understood that there is a high and the significant entry barrier. Okay. And as there is a very significant and a high amount of the entry barrier, the entry of the new firm is not possible in a monopoly firm, and therefore the long run also, the monopoly having the profit. Okay, there is a high amount of profit in a monopoly market structure. And as there is only one firm in the whole industry, the firm may operate at any level. So it can operate at optimal scale. It may operate at below the optimal scale, or it may surpass the optimal scale. Okay. It is according to the demand, that is the market demand. The firm operate according to the market demand in the long run case. Okay. Let's understand this with the help of the example. Here we have the curves in which in the first graph, this is the, here in the first we have the demand curve and the marginal revenue curve, that is here marginal revenue curve. This is the LAC curve, that is the long run average curve, and the long run marginal cost curve. And this is the short run average cost curve, and this is the short run average cost curve. Okay. So here the short run average cost is below the cost, below the minimum cost. Okay. It operates at above, this is the minimum cost, but it operates at this level. So it is higher than the minimum cost. So we can say that it is below the optimal scale. Okay. In a second graph, the minimum cost is here, but it operates as this point, and therefore it surpasses the optimal scale, and therefore it is operated at a higher optimal scale. Okay. The same way, here in the graph we can see that the firm is operating where the cost is minimum, and therefore we can say that the firm is operating at an optimal scale level. So in a long run, the firm may operate at below the optimal scale, at optimal scale, or it may surpasses the optimal scale level. So it can operate at any level in the long run case. Okay. So this is about the equilibrium of a short run and the long run case. Let's move on to the advantages and the disadvantages of a monopoly firm. Okay. Let's first discuss the advantages of a monopoly firm. As there is only one seller in the whole industry, there is no duplication of the product, as there is no such product of that kind Okay, so there is the avoidance of the duplication, and as the one firm only there, they are enjoying the economies of scale, and the profit of the firm is also very higher. They are incurring the long run profit. They have the large amount of the fund, and therefore they are able to spend on the research and the development cost. Okay, so this is all the advantages of the monopoly firm. Whereas there are some disadvantages of a monopoly firm. That is, there is the consumer have no power over the price, over the product, etc. So there is no consumer sovereignty in the monopoly, and the consumer have to pay the price which is decided by the industry itself. Okay, and there is no competition, no direct competition in the industry. It may lead to the low quality product. So this is the disadvantages of the monopoly firm. Okay, so this is all about the monopoly firm. In the next lecture, we will talk about the another type of the market structure, that is a monopolistic competition. So stay tuned for that. Thank you.